mind, Tina? Your body might be here in Buenos Aires, but your head is still off in Landview. You're gonna have to give him up. You can't start a new life if you're still hanging on to the old one.
Well, you know, it may take a little time, and maybe you're just gonna have to be a little patient.
Yeah. Well, I'm afraid that I'm starting to run out in that department. Maybe it's because I'm starting to feel too much for you. I just don't want to see you suffer like this.
Yeah, well, maybe after everything I've done in my life, maybe I just have to suffer a little.
I'm going into town. I'm bored.
Fine. Don't draw attention to yourself, please.
I'm not stupid, all right? I'll be back tonight, and then tomorrow we can collect our harvest and take it off the Bella Vista.
All right. And if Max Holden gives us any trouble, we'll just have to harvest and bail him too, all right?
Well, good morning.
Well, look who finally crawled out of bed. This is a ranch, sunshine. We're up at dawn. Know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I had a little trouble sleeping last night. You know, new surroundings, everything. You look all dressed to go out.
Have an appointment with the lawyer, remember? You want to go into town, do some shopping or some sightseeing?
I don't think so.
Huh?
I'm still a little queasy.
Well, maybe we should take you to the doctor.
No. No, I'm sure it's something simple. You know, it's probably that, what is it they call it, Montezuma's revenge?
Some revenge all the way from Mexico down to Argentina? Excuse me. Hola!
Max? Max, is that you? It's Maria. Okay, you probably can't talk. Just listen to me. I'm here in Buenos Aires. I want you to meet me at the Cafe Dorrego in half an hour.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I'm on my way right now. Bye. Well, that was the lawyer. His secretary wanted to make sure I didn't forget about the appointment. So, can I bring you back anything?
No. No, thanks. I'll see you later.
You sure do look radiant for someone that doesn't feel too well.
Oh, no. I'm going to have to tell him I'm pregnant.
Ah, this is so beautiful.
Yeah, well, I tell you, Kate, the only thing I want from this town is to find the whereabouts of my pregnant wife. I keep looking at these faces, and all I see are strangers.
Why don't you lighten up, Cord, or I'm going to go find Jamie, and you can go find Tina by yourself.
Kate, I'm sorry. I really need you here with me for this, all right?
I just think we can do what we came here to do and have a little fun, too.
Yeah, I think so, too. What do you say we go have a little chat with Louis Alvarez? If he gives a little tip, then we follow it up. If not, then I suggest we squeeze all the fun we can out of this here town. In fact, we could start right here. How'd you like to have a picture taken?
I'd love it.
Queríamos un par de fotos, por favor.
It's horrible. And it's also very frightening. I've been sitting here all morning just waiting for the neurologist to call.
No word on the tests, huh?
I'm going to give him 15 more minutes, and I'm going to call Larry.
Vicky, have you had any more blackouts, dizzy spells? Oh, that's good.
No, thank God I haven't.
Good.
So, tell me about the circus. Did the children love it?
They certainly did. I'm sorry you weren't able to take them yourself. I don't suppose you'd have let them stuff their little faces with all that candy floss, but I just can't say no to those wonderful little nephews of mine.
Excuse me, Aaron's upstairs. I'll get it. Larry. Good morning. You're not smiling.
No, can we talk in the library?
Yeah, sure. Tom's here.
Morning, Tom.
Larry, do you have the results of Vicky's tests?
Morning, Mom.
Morning. I thought perhaps you were going to stay in bed all day in order to avoid me. Very convenient if you were already in bed last night when I came in.
Could I have a cup of coffee, please, before you start to harangue me?
Drink away, because I've got a lot of haranguing to do.
Oh, I'm sure. Has John gotten it yet?
No, John didn't bother to come home last night. Do you by any chance know where he slept?
Maybe at his loft.
Must have been inhibiting for Judith and Herb.
Would you just tone this down?
No, I'm not going to tone it down. Because I think you and John have crossed the line with these stormtrooper tactics on Diane.
And maybe we think you've crossed the line into total blindness about her.
Now, don't do that. Dr. Taylor isn't positive what's wrong, Vicki, so he wants to arrange for more consultation and more tests in New York with a specialist. He wants a second opinion.
To verify or not verify what exactly?
Well, it seems it's possible that it's either an aneurysm or a brain tumor.
Oh, my
Now,
God.
don't, Vicki, it's
Oh,
still,
God.
it's not definite, but the results did show something irregular. Honey, don't do that. Don't think the worst. We still have every reason to be optimistic.
Larry, could this problem have anything to do with Vicki losing her memory?
I suppose it's possible. Sure, the pressure against the brain could be caused by the aneurysm or the tumor.
Yeah, I see. And if it's cured?
I'd get my memory back.
I guess it's possible, but Vicki, your condition's very serious. I can't say that it isn't.
Do I have to be operated on?
So nice to meet you, Kate. After hearing all these years about you from your father.
Same goes here. I'd like you to meet a friend of mine. This is Cordero Robert.
How you doing? Please, have a seat. Kate, I'm really sorry that your brother has brought so much heartache and trouble to your family.
Yeah, it's been very rough.
I have so much respect for your father. I only met your mother once. But it is obvious that Jamie was born with some kind of defect of the soul.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, I would really like to help. I don't know if I can, but I've brought lots of photographs and I can give you any information you need.
These photo and descriptions are all known to the police forces in and around Buenos Aires. But unless they see him by chance, it will be very difficult to apprehend them. Although if he tried to leave the country with Keith Ratcliffe's passport, it will sound an alarm. Do you know if he has any idea that he's connected to that murder?
No. The Landview police have really been downplaying the publicity on this thing. They don't want Jamie to know that they're on his tail.
Well, then, if he doesn't get a new fake passport, there is hope. Hotels, car rental agencies, places like that have been notified.
Yeah, and you should check out your suspected drug suppliers. That's been Jamie's stock in trade these days.
Our drug enforcement people are very well aware of that.
Good. Look, maybe you can help us out with something else. We're also looking for another American by the name of Max Holden.
Oh, let me write this down.
Now, he's been in Buenos Aires for a couple of days. He's looking to buy this horse ranch somewhere down here. That's all we really know.
Well, we're hoping that there'll be some record on the real estate transfer.
Well, if Mr. Holden does purchase the ranch, will be. Is that person wanted to?
No. Actually, we're looking for the woman he's traveling with. She's our main objective.
Oh. Well, I think that I can get to work on that right now. As for your brother, Kate, it's a waiting game. Well, you can call me later on at my office.
Thank you.
And in the meantime, enjoy our wondrous Buenos Aires.
Sure will.
Yeah.
Come on, we'll walk you out.
Oh, thank you very much.
by telling her that Jamie was back in town, trying to trick her? I mean, really, have you and John totally lost your minds?
She outsmarted us, Mom. Otherwise, it would have worked.
I don't understand. Why are the two of you hounding her this way? Why are you convinced that she's committed some sort of a crime? Why are you both obsessed with nailing her with it?
Just stop for a minute. Just stop and listen to the following items. Events that can't possibly be a coincidence.
Oh,
okay?
Cassie, please.
Please, Mom. Please, will you just listen? First, the diamond brooch that I discover missing when I get back in town. Then the ring, also stolen, which Jamie supposedly gave to Diane. Followed by Jamie meeting Keith, and Diane being the last person to see him alive when she drove him to the airport. You weren't around, but John and I saw how nervous and guilty she was about that, and we weren't making it up.
You're right. The evidence is overwhelming. I say we take her out and lynch her.
Oh, Mom, the whole reason she was put in jail is because her whole story about getting stuck with a briefcase full of cocaine was so flaky. Think about it. She could have easily been in on that crack ring with Jamie, but she didn't want to talk because she was afraid of him. And we're forgetting completely that she never talks to you about her background and specifics, because specifics can be checked out.
All right, my darling daughter, here is the bottom line. Either you stop this nonsense about Diane, or you can move out. And I mean that. I'm going to deliver the same ultimatum to John, because I won't live in a war zone.
I forgot about your car. Your car was stolen, stripped, and vandalized. You were attacked after that.
Enough!
Why are you being so stubborn? Listen to three people who care about you the most. Dad, John, and me. None of us trust Diane. Why are you ignoring us? What is it going to take? Death? Serious injury? Because if you go ahead and put Diane in your will, a funeral may not be that far off.
Vicky, I can't answer your questions because we simply aren't sure what we're dealing with.
Look, if it's an aneurysm, I mean, that can be treated surgically, right?
Oh, yes, in many cases, yes.
And a brain tumor? Unless it's inoperable, like Joe's.
Vicky, please. Larry just said they have to do a lot of tests before they can draw any conclusions.
Yeah, well, I can't exactly stop worrying now, can I? Tell me something. Since Joe and I are both prone to these brain disorders, what about the children? Can this be passed on to the children?
Sweetheart, I'm sorry. I can't. You're asking me questions I simply am not qualified to answer, Vicky. So I will arrange for hospitalization in New York next week. The full battery of tests should take about a week, and then one way or another, good news or bad, we'll have a concrete diagnosis. We'll have something we can treat medically.
Good, I see.
I think you'll let Clint know as soon as possible what you're going to tell the boys. Honey, I'm sorry. God, I love you, and believe me, I'm going to be with you through this whole thing.
I know you will. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Bye.
Yes, Larry, thank you.
Okay.
We'll talk to you soon.
Right.
You know, Vicky, I am absolutely convinced that they're going to cure this for you. Your memory, too.
You know, the way my life has been going, the last couple of months, I find it very hard to be optimistic right now, but I will try, if only for the children.
Good morning.
What'd you do, both flying together?
No. Cordero doesn't even know that I'm here. Max, he could walk into this place at any time.
Maria, let's just get down to it, okay, huh? Now, why the hell, all of a sudden, is Cord interested in finding Tina?
I told you yesterday, I'm not sure.
Yeah, and I'm saying you're lying. It has to be something big for a guy who never even wanted to talk to her before to suddenly play cavalry and come running after her.
The reason isn't important. What's important is that he could find you in 1 or 2 days.
No way. The way the sale of the ranch was transacted, it's not going to be public knowledge for a long time.
Will you stop being so stupid and so stubborn? Why can't you just take Tina out of here for a few weeks?
And how am I supposed to justify that, huh? She knows I'm happy out of my head being on the ranch, and she's just starting to adjust.
A man of your persuasive powers, surely you can come up with something effective, Max. Or maybe you just don't care. Is that it?
I have fallen in love with Tina. I want to make her happy.
And what does she say to you? Is she overjoyed?
No, but we have an attraction. It's just a matter of time. Soon she'll be over him.
But if she sees Cord today, she is his, not yours. You better get it together.
Maria, I'm going to ask you this one more time, and that's it. And I'm going to straight answer. I'm walking out and I'm taking my chances. Why did Cord change his mind?
He discovered that she's carrying his child. Max, of course she didn't tell you. She's not going to tell you until she knows that she's got you securely tied down.
And you knew this all along.
Why do you think I was so desperate for you to get her out of Landview?
You knew this, and Cord just recently found out?
Yes.
Maria, what the hell is with you?
Never mind your anger. She's going to hate you, too, if she finds out that it's my money that gave you the opportunity to bring her down here. Look, the point is, Cordero is going to take her away from you if he finds her.
Yeah, well, maybe that's what ought to happen. A mother, a father, and a child belong together.
Max, I'm not going to go down alone. I will tell her your secret, and she'll walk away from you, even if my son won't take her back. You better think about this. And I'm sure you'll realize that you and Tita better move on. Max, wait!
Clint, good morning. How are you?
I'm on my way to the office. How are you? Are you feeling better? Weren't you ill yesterday?
Yes, yes, I'm sorry. I had a very bad headache. I wasn't up to going to the circus.
Ah, so you had Tom go in your place. Or should I say my place?
It was a last-minute decision. You were already at work.
I'm not talking to you, Dennison. But strike that. Because actually I am.
Stop it. Please don't fight. I can't take it on top of everything else. I don't want to get another headache.
Am I yelling? No, I'm not yelling. Because I am determined to act rationally. Even though I am mad as hell that you used your visitation rights to give him a shot at playing father.
It didn't happen that way.
It sounds like it to me.
Does it?
Yes.
Well, surely you talked to Kevin, right? He enjoyed himself. I did not try to warp the minds of my little nephews between the high wire act and the elephant parade.
Clint, look, I'm very sorry. I truly am. I realize from your point of view, it must have looked almost planned, but it wasn't. I swear it wasn't. I just wasn't up to it.
For a very good reason.
Really? What is it?
I was in pain. I didn't go to Philadelphia the day before either, you know. But I'm feeling a lot better today, and so I would really like to come over and see the children this afternoon, if I may. How is my baby?
Jessica?
Yes.
Jessica's just fine. She cried a lot last night when Kim put her down, but, yes, if you could get over today, that'd be very nice.
Thank you. Is your father still living at the Vernon Inn?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I do think that's a bit stupid. I don't really think that he's going to corrupt the children. I'll talk to Judith and see if she can't talk to Judge Guernsey to straighten that out, okay?
Well, that would be much appreciated. And so would keeping Tom out of the kids' lives as much as possible.
Vicky, I cannot understand why you didn't tell him.
And that's another thing that galls me, that you've managed to corrupt Herb's thinking about Diane.
It didn't take much, Mom. Dad's thinking about her with a clear head, without getting his pride and his heart in the way. You, on the other hand, are determined to make her into the person you want her
Would
to
you
be.
stop this? Really? Or else I'm going to truly start screaming my head off.
Do you understand? Would you believe Matron Spitz? Spitz, what does
What does she have to do with this?
I went to go see her yesterday at Statesville.
Because I believe she knows knows a lot more about Diane and Jamie than we do.
Oh, I see. And what did this latest disgusting example of harassment provide you with, dear? Concrete, hard proof?
No, not yet, but she did say, and I quote, there is a direct connection between Jamie and Diane.
Really?
But she didn't say anything more than that.
I wonder if that could possibly be because she's making the whole thing up.
No, it's not. She's going to tell me everything when I can convince Dad to get her transferred to another facility.
Kathy, don't you see? She's using you and your desire for information to get her out of Statesville. Because everybody there hates her, which, well, they should.
Why don't we just see what she has to say? She promised me details.
Oh, so you're willing to jeopardize your father's career as district attorney? Don't you know what his opponents will do during the next elections? They'll absolutely attack him with that he showed favoritism towards Spitz.
Not if a case can be made that she's in danger at Statesville, which she is. Mom, I love you. And I really think you're worth it. And I really think Dad feels the same way, too.
Kathy Spitz hates me. And if she thinks she can cause me trouble by making up little tidbits about Diane, believe me, she's going to do it. I don't know how you can believe her.
Why don't we just wait and see what she has to say?
Vicky, Clint is a decent man. And he loves you very much. It doesn't make sense to keep him in the dark.
Oh, please, Tom. I don't see any sense in spreading this news all over town. Especially if we don't know if I'm going to live or die.
Well, I suppose there is wisdom in waiting until the results of the New York test come back.
You mean if I live that long? No. Oh, God, no. I have to believe there's time for that.
There's no point in upsetting the children either, of course.
No. No, if I do have to be operated on, then, well, obviously, Clint and the children will be told, but until that point, I don't see why anybody should have to worry about me except me. And unfortunately, you.
Well, I consider it a great honor to be in a position where I might be able to support you. Vicky, when you go to New York, I am going with you, of course. But you do understand that Clint might misconstrue.
Yes, I guess he will. Well, we'll just say you went to El Paso or something. He doesn't have to know. Nobody has to know. And then when we find out what it is, well, then, dear God, what then?
Margarita.
Si, Senor Max.
Do you know where Tina is?
I'll be in your room, lying down.
She's not feeling well again?
I tell her, see a doctor, but
What do you think is wrong with her?
she's pregnant.
Yeah, that's kind of what I guessed. I've been suspecting it all along.
Oh, Senor Max, you are so blessed.
Yeah, I just got blessings coming right out of my elbows, don't I, huh? Hey, listen, would you tell my wife that I need to talk to her, like, now?
Senor Max wanted me to get you.
Well, here I am. Hi. So you're back. What is it?
You're pregnant, aren't you? When were you going to tell me? 5 minutes before you gave birth? You're going to keep claiming the water's making you sick up until labor?
Look, I was just waiting for the right moment to tell you,
Oh,
that's
those
all.
900 intimate conversations we had before today, none of them were right.
Look, it's just been getting harder and harder because
Because I love you. And because I've been building a life around you.
Yes.
Yeah, I got it. I got it so clear, it's like a blinding vision here. You have the baby, you jump on a plane, you go back to court and say, guess what, Daddy? Right? If I got the scenario.
Yes. Yes, all right, Look, I was going to go back and give the baby to Cord to show him it's his baby because I knew he couldn't throw me out once he saw his own child.
Max, I never wanted to hurt you. Please, you have to believe me. I would never do that because you are absolutely right. If it weren't for Cord, then I know that my feelings for you would really grow. But I can't get over a man whose life is inside of me.
I understand.
How did you find out anyway? Did you just guess?
Margarita kind of helped me out. And she's right, too. You need to see a doctor. Now, from now on, we're going to do this properly. You're going to get medical attention. We're going to start knitting booties, stock up on these disposable diapers.
Wait a minute. You're not going to throw me out now that you know the truth?
How many times, ways, and days do I have to tell you this? I love you. And I love you a hell of a lot more than Cord ever will or ever did. You know, he cut you and the baby loose, but not me. I'm here. And I'm willing to raise Cord's kid as my own if I have you with me. Now, we just need to make it legal. You get the divorce, and before you know it, everything's going to be...
Wait. Just a minute here. You're not listening to me, and you're not listening to yourself, Max. I am not staying here. I am going back to Llanview, and I am going to present Cord with his baby, because I know that deep down underneath all that bitterness, he still loves me, and we can be happy again.
When it's over, it's over. Don't be a damn fool. You're gonna break both of us apart. Just the break, amigo. Yeah. That's why we're so perfect for each other. You don't make sense 99% of the time.
Yeah, well, we are still at an impasse, no matter how stupid that is.
No, there's no impasse. I'll make a deal. You take it or leave it. You stay with me, have the baby, and you go home to Llanview before it throws you out again, and you come back here, we raise the kid like I originally offered.
And you're so sure he's going to do that, huh?
I'm going to take my chances. Because I believe when he does, it might not matter that much to you. In fact, you might be glad about it. Another thing, after you've seen Buenos Aires, Llanview's going to seem awful tame to you. It's going to look awful dull, dirty, crowded. Come on, Tina, look out there. There are hundreds of acres to roam on. That's the whole point. Come on. Want to take a look at the barn? And here is how you open the gate.
What are you thinking, Mom? Something I don't want to think?
That maybe Diane does have something to hide.
Well, thank the Lord.
But before you get started, let me finish, okay? Maybe Diane... Maybe Diane met him after she got out of prison. I mean, maybe he somehow was threatening her, blackmailing her. I know that she can't be connected to him by any other way but force.
Well, what could he have over her?
Well, what you said, that she knew that there were drugs in the briefcase. Or maybe he just threatened her by saying that he would say that she knew. I don't know. I'm trying to make up some sort of a plausible scenario that would explain why she would behave the way she wouldn't otherwise.
All right, I'll buy that. Anything at this point. Meantime, we'll talk to Dad, we'll see about him getting Spitz transferred, and then we'll hear what she has to say.
I'm still expecting nothing but lies out of Spitz.
We'll have John investigate, okay? We won't just take her word for it. I'm gonna call Dad and see if he's left the office.
Wait a minute. Will you do me a favor? Give me a chance to talk to Diane. I want her to admit that maybe there's some connection between her and Jamie.
Mom, she's just gonna give you the same old act again.
No, I promise you. I'll be very firm with her.
What's wrong?
Don Alonso always kept this field fallow, just some grass for the horses. There's been a crop growing here. Just harvested it. What did the men tell me? I think I found out. Let's go take a look in the barn.
Sounds serious.
Actually, it is.
Oh, should I start packing?
That's up to you. Sit down. Diane, although I certainly do not approve of their tactics, I have heard enough and I have listened to enough from John and Kathy to decide that I have to give it some consideration.
I can't believe, even after I sent the police to the bookstore, that they are still at it.
They say you outsmarted them. Is that true? Diane, you can't run away from this one. Turn around, look me in the face, and tell me the truth.
But they have got you thinking like they do. I have no defense. I have told you everything.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you sure, for instance, that you didn't know Jamie Sanders at the time you were arrested? Is he the person who paid you to deliver the drugs in the briefcase?
No, absolutely not. I mean, now, the guy might have worked for Jamie, but it wasn't him.
What about after you were arrested? Did Jamie contact you? Did he try to force you, blackmail you into helping him?
He didn't have anything on me, so how could he blackmail me? Dorian, he was attracted to me. I mean, if I was 3 feet tall and had warts, none of this would be happening, now would it?
I want the name and address of the last foster family that you lived with.
Okay, that's it. They have poisoned you. I have lost you as a friend. Fine, Dorian. They win, and I'll leave.
I don't want you to leave. But I better warn you. Spitz says she has information that directly links you to Jamie Sanders.
Pitts?
I know it's far-fetched, but John and Kathy went to her.
I will tell you what John and Cassie's problem is. They are falling for each other, and sneaking around about me is the only excuse to be together. Now, I was hoping that you hadn't seen it, but maybe you ought to know.
That's so ludicrous that I'm not even going to address it. And furthermore, if you don't stop this mindless defensiveness, I'm going to have a very hard time believing you.
Murray.
Who's calling in?
It's Diane.
Hey, baby, how you doing?
Worse than ever, and you owe me a favor.
I do.
Yes, you do. I did show you the police sketch, didn't I?
I thought I said thank you for that.
Look, I need a major crime committed.
How major?
Major.
Are you really joining the big time, huh, girl? gonna cost you, you know. Life is cheap, but death is expensive.
I will get the money.
So who is it you want taken care of permanently?
All this stuff.
This, my little wildflower, is a few $1 million worth of coca.
You mean like in cocaine?
You got it.
But this is your property here.
Yeah, but we're right on the border of Medina's ranch. Don Alonso hasn't used this place in years. Medina must have guessed he could just grow his drugs here.
Well, what are you going to do?
We're going to come back tomorrow morning. We're going to photograph this before they bail it and haul it out of here. I may not be able to get him on a murder rap, but I can sure bring a drug charge down on Medina's head.
Oh, Dorian. I thought you'd left for the studio.
No, but John and Kathy just left.
Of course. They want to get an early start and see what other lies they can invent about me.
They're not inventing lies.
Do you really believe them?
Frankly, I don't know what to believe anymore. But I'm going to go to Herb and I'm going to ask him to move Spitz to a more lenient prison. And if he won't do it, then I'll just have to pull some strings myself.
How can you do this to me?
Spitz says she has information about you. I want to know it. So, Diane, if there's something you're holding back, tell it to me now.
Police tell me they've lost track of Jamie.
Well, look, Kay, maybe they're just giving us a runaround. I mean, these...
Oh, no, they are giving the best shot to try to locate your brother, Jamie. But I do have good news. I've learned about the Max Holden whereabouts.
You found him?
Mm-hmm. Well, where is he? At a ranch?
Yeah, where's this ranch?
Oh, it's about 15 miles northwest of Buenos Aires. It's called Bellavista.
Great. Now, did your source say anything about the woman who was with him?
No. Is that woman your sister?
No, she's my wife, and she's carrying my baby. That's why I need to find her.
You're going to take pictures of those coca leaves, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can't do it. I'm not going to let you.
Tina, will you just calm down?
No, you call the police and have them handle it, and then I will calm down.
Tina, I have to get the evidence before Danton has been bail up that crop and haul it out.
You know, Max, you've been telling me all along that you love me. And I thought you really meant it. You know, when you told me that you were going to take care of me and the baby in case Cord rejected me, Max, you even told me that you would marry me. And that you would raise that baby as your very own. I thought you meant all those words.
Hey, you know I meant every word I said.
Good. Then I am not going to let you go deal with those terrible drug dealers.
My men are going out to the Bella Vista now.
And you're sure that you've got enough manpower to make sure that we get all the coca leaves out of the barn?
I have 3 trucks. Their arrival will be every half hour so as not to arouse suspicion. Don't worry, Jamie. They will get the job done quickly and well, and you will ride with me.
Dante, what if Max Holden decides to ride out and survey his newly acquired land?
Then it will be his last ride. My men are armed, and they have orders to kill anyone who gets in the way.
I never knew deal could be negotiated so. Pete. My Lord, looks like a tornado. Are you sure on the right floor?
She's your sweet. At least it wasn't when we left.
Oh, look at this.
That's the least of your problems, darling. You can call maintenance, or maybe I should call the bomb squad.
Yeah, if you can find the phone.
Dan, I don't know what to say. Words are not going to express my sorrow and regret for this horrible mistake.
Asa, are you responsible for this shambles?
No, not me. My workers. My stupid foreman misunderstood my instructions. The damn fool has the men come in here and break a pathway to your suite. They would know what they were supposed to do. Knock the north wall down in my suite.
You hire people who don't know the difference between north and south?
I guess he just wasn't listening. Boy, it's sure a good thing you didn't have breakfast here this morning, darling.
Well, believe me, I wish you that I had. At least I could have prevented this.
Oh, anything damaged or broken, I'll replace right away. Just give me a list. You know, all the renovations I had done at the mansion, no problems. Here, I have nothing but a saddle of problems to expand some rooms. I'm sure as hell sorry for this latest snafu.
I just don't understand how anybody could be so stupid. I mean, where is your destruction crew? I mean, what are they going to do about cleaning up this mess?
Oh, they're coming right up to clean it right up. You know, all this stuff here. My bedroom is connected to right here to your suite. We might as well just leave it like that, huh?
Oh, well, now that you mention it, maybe we should. You see, it fits right in with my, future plans.
Thanks again for all your help. I'll be headed out towards the ranch a little bit later today.
Yes, thank you so much for your kindness and your support.
Call me if you need any further assistance.
Yes, and if you hear anything at all about Jamie, please.
Oh, don't worry. I'll contact you. Kate, Mr. Robert, hasta luego.
Thanks again.
Well, I guess Tina's all right. I mean, Louis would have known if anything was wrong.
Yeah, I guess he would have.
Well, she certainly latched on to something nice.
Okay, what are you saying? Are you saying I shouldn't go down to that ranch to check it out?
No. No, I'm not. I think you should do whatever it is you have to do.
You know, I'd like to hear what you do have to say.
I'm not so sure you'll like it.
Try me.
Well, you don't want to have another confrontation with Tina, do you?
You think she's going to tell me to butt out of this new life of hers, right?
I think maybe she already has. She picked up and left Lambview without even saying goodbye. She flew off to Buenos Aires with some stranger that she met on the rebound, and... I'm sorry. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she doesn't care about this Max at all. That's even more awful.
Then she's just trying to use this as some kind of a scam to win me back, right?
Right. And I don't want to see you get hurt by her again.
Yeah, she's hurt me, Kate. A lot. But I've hurt her, too. I refused to believe her when she told me the truth about being pregnant.
How could you believe her? She lied to you so much before. Who says she's not going to lie to you now?
Maybe she will. Look, I'm not saying it's going to be easy when I run into her again. And it's not going to be any picnic when I run into Max after all these years. But I've got to find out how he was involved in all this. Why he was in Llanview in the first place. What he was doing with Tina, how he met her, and how he convinced her to come down here to Buenos Aires.
Well, if he's at all as handsome as his brother Steve and has money, which he obviously does, then... I'm sorry, that was a really cheap shot. Boy, that woman brings out the worst in me.
Yeah, well, she does the same to me. Look, maybe she does love Max. Maybe she doesn't. That's really not the issue here. The point is she's carrying my child, Kate. And I have got a responsibility to that child. I just can't turn my back and walk away. Look, I appreciate the fact that you're trying to protect me here. I really do.
I am also trying to protect myself, too. You know, after Patrick disappeared, I didn't really think that I would fall in love again. And I guess that's why I keep believing that he's still alive. Sort of a security shield. It's made life simpler. Lonely. But uncomplicated. And then I met you.
And now things are more complicated. Especially with the baby, right?
Right. I'd really like to go to the ranch with you tomorrow.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Fine, if you want to go with, that's great. But I think you better hear what I want to say to Tina first.
Dorian, I am not keeping any dark secrets from you. How many times do I have to tell you
All
that?
right, calm down. Let's talk about this rationally.
How can I be rational when I feel like I'm being persecuted?
But you're not being persecuted.
Oh, really? Okay. Okay, I did keep that secret from you about Jim Wilson. I was wrong. I should have known that you would understand. But now you know it all. Please, don't go down the stairs.